Bixby Public Schools pre-K through 8th grade distance learning menus will be provided to all Spartan families weekly. Distance learning information can be found at the district website at bixbyps.info/distance learning. This video is to present instructions for how to locate these weekly menus and how to navigate the tools that teachers will be using to stay connected with students. This includes Clever and Google Classroom. Clever is a dashboard for student apps and resources that are provided by the district. Google Classroom is a virtual classroom that allows teachers to engage with students and maintain communication. The weekly menus will be posted on our district website at bixbyps.info/distance learning. This webpage will have everything you need to know about our distance learning plan. On the left-hand side of your screen, there'll be icons for each of our grade levels where you can click and access the weekly learning menus. These weekly menus can also be found at the Clever portal. Clever is a single sign-on service that we use to connect students with apps and resources provided by the district, including Google Classroom. The login to Clever is their student email address. To determine your student's email account, you will take the last name, first initial, and the last 2 digits of their student ID and add @bixbyk12.org. The password will be BPS plus their student number. In order to log into Clever, you would go to www.clever.com/in/bixbyps and click the Sign In with Google link. When students sign in to the Clever portal, they'll be taken to what's called their Clever dashboard. This will have all the apps and resources that have been provided by the district or their teachers. The grade level units will be an icon under BPS Distance Learning. You'll also see icons for any of the teacher pages that they may have added apps or resources for our students. You'll also see under Distance Learning a link for Google Classroom. Teachers will be utilizing Google Classroom to stay connected with students during distance learning. You can access Classroom through the Clever dashboard, through classroom.google.com, or any of the devices that support the Classroom app. When students sign into Google Classroom, they should see a list of the classes they're enrolled. If a teacher has sent an invitation, click the Join icon. If you don't see the classes that your student is enrolled, click the plus sign. This will prompt you to add a join code. This join code will be given to you by your teacher. Enter the code in the dialog box that pops up and click Join. When a student is signed into their Google Classroom, they'll notice there are 3 main pieces. The first of those is the stream, where all of the announcements and the classwork will post in a feed similar to how they will look on Facebook. They'll have a tab for classwork, which would be assignments that a teacher has posted, and usually that will be asking for some type of feedback. You'll also have a tab for people, where that will list the teacher and the other students that are in the class. Under the classwork tab, you have some main features that I wanted to point out. The first of those will be an assignment. In this example, it was asking about a book that the students were reading. You'll notice that there is a comment section, and this comment shows up in the feed of the assignment. There's also an option on the upper right of the assignment to turn that assignment in. Below the assignments is also an option to where the students can send a private message to the teacher. Some of the assignments you may see in a Google Classroom can ask you to upload an image, a file, or even share a link to a website. Within the assignment, you may also have an opportunity to build any of the projects using the G Suite tools. They're also accessible within the waffle icon of any of the Google apps that you have access. The People tab will allow you to email your teacher. Click the icon next to your teacher's name. Don't worry, our email is restricted to where students can only communicate with teachers in the district. Some of our frequently asked questions include, do I need both Clever and Google Classroom to access lessons? And the answer is no. Clever is simply an alternative way to access Google Classroom, but it also has additional apps and resources that are available to students. However, it is not a requirement to use Google Classroom. Next, what device can I use to access Clever and Google Classroom? Students can access both applications via any web browser. Both programs have apps that you can use on anything from an iPhone to an iPad. Classroom will work on a Kindle Fire and even some gaming systems. If your student has troubles logging into Google Classroom, you can email your child's teacher for assistance. Lastly, sometimes when we have students that share devices, Clever or Classroom will try to keep the previous student signed in and not allow the second one to access the accounts. We recommend that you sign completely out of Google in order to sign in the next student. If you're using the Clever dashboard, you will also need to sign out of Clever.